Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so for today we're reading something different from usual and is what I did from last video if you've seen it before. We're reading Explore. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Alright, so this is track B1. The Lost City of Atlantis. Okay, without further ado, let's get into paragraph 1. Okay. A. Most people have heard the story of the lost city of Atlantis, but is any of the part of the story true? Over 2,000 years ago, the Greek writer Plato wrote about Atlantis, an island in the Atlantis Ocean. The island's people were very rich. They built a big city with many great buildings, but the people became greedy. They had many things, but they still wanted more. So the gods became angry. Earthquakes and large waves began to strike the island. Finally, Atlantis sank into the sea. Many explorers have looked for Atlantis. In 2004, explorer Robert Samert reported finding the remains of city under the sea near Cyprus. However, Sarment and other scientists later realized the structures he found under the sea were natural, not man-made. Mark Adams, author of the 2016 book Meet Me in Atlantis, believes the city was in Mexico. Plato wrote about red and black stone circles around the city. Adams found similar red and black stones in the desert there, very near the Atlantic Ocean. Most people, however, think Atlantis is simply a story. The purpose of the story may be to teach people not to be greedy. Richard Owls also wrote a book about Atlantis in 1999. He says, there is not a piece of solid evidence for real Atlantis. So, was the island real or not? We only know one thing. The mystery of Atlantis will be with us for a long time. Alright, so we have already tackled the reading part. We're done with reading. And what we have to do is look at the words and talk about what their meanings are. Okay, first one in paragraph A is lost. So this also has a lost city, as you see on the title. So, lost, there's many meanings of it. That you could use it in many kind of like sentences. And lost, maybe I only know one, so I'm going to talk about the simplest lost meaning. Alright, so lost means, for example, when you're lost in the woods, you don't know where to go, and you don't know where home is. You don't know where you can get food. You're lost because you don't know where to go. So that's what lost means in like the woods, when you're lost in the woods. And if here as a lost city, it's gone. It's kind of like gone because we don't know if the story is true or not, or if it's actually an actual building. So that's that. Because lost is something that you can feel it. When you're lost, you don't know where to go. You don't know this. You don't know Anyways, so lost, you don't know, it's basically you don't know where to go and you don't exactly know where it is. That's more of it, more like it. All right, so paragraph B. We have up in the bottom, we have strike. Strike. Let's say that strike here. Let's look at this sentence right here. It says, so the gods became angry. Yes, okay. Here, earthquakes and large waves became to strike the island, to strike it. Like, imagine this. There's an earthquake, and large waves are waving through very, very tall, very, very high. And that's what you call a strike. Now, not only like waves, like you can say strike, you can also say strike as bowling ball if you tried that sport before. If you have like, there's 10 of those little, what is it called, things. Anyway, so we got all 10 of those, and that's called a strike. Yes, okay. Now, here at the very bottom row is finally. Finally is, finally, like for example, if I knows, finally I'm here. Like, I'm really, really hoping to go somewhere. And then when I say finally, it's kind of like getting at even more that the feelings are more into it, because when I use finally, I can explain that I have waited like a long time for this to happen, and I really wanted it to happen. And finally, it did happen. So, finally is kind of just like, so the meaning of finally is that you finally got it. Like you got it, finally. Yeah. You got something you want, or maybe like something happened. Okay, or something happened that you've been hoping for a lot. Okay, next one is sank. Sank. Now, Atlantis sank into the sea. As you see, Atlantis over here, Atlantis sank into the sea. And without telling you what sank means, you probably could know from the paragraph C, it said that finding remains a city under the sea. Under the sea. So it's more like under. But it's not just under. But it just doesn't just mean under. It also means you're going down. 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 So that's more like sank. So sank is more like going down. But it doesn't really mean really good. So sank could be like Titanic sank because of the ice cube. No, not ice cube. What is it? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's like, yeah, they just sank. The ship sank. So, Titanic sank into the sea. Atlantis sank into the sea as well. Okay, paragraph C, let's see, reported. Reported is, do you have now, I don't know about you guys, but have you ever seen, like, a reporter and they report news? They report, like, news from different cities, different countries, and they report them to everyone, to the television. And the television squad would kind of just, like, post television if you watch those. Yeah. So reported is kind of saying like, I reported that someone did this, did something bad, stole some jewels from a jewelry store, let's say that. Not the best meaning of it, and not the best example, but that kind of like says it all. Okay, next we have natural. Natural is, let's see, we're doing this from the actual one. So natural if you don't know natural, then you could look at the paragraph over here, this sentence, not man-made. So it's different and it's positive. No, it's not positive, but it's like just not man-made. So it's like different from man-made. It's nature, and nature made it itself. That's natural. All right. Yeah. So man-made is what people made themselves, but natural is something that just happened naturally. Like nature made it, not anyone, like people, not humans. Humans didn't make it. Didn't make it. Okay, next one we have simply. Okay, this is a simply story. The purpose. Okay, we have purpose. Purpose is like the way you want someone to see is like the purpose of it. Story maybe teach us people not to be greedy, as it says over here. So the way it is not to teach us to be greedy, some people think about it, the Atlantis is just simply a story. So that is like purpose is kind of like way. Okay, so next one we have peace. Peace. There is not a piece of solid evidence for a real Atlantis. So peace is little pieces, like millions of pieces all around, and then they get like they're little, they're small, if they're millions, of course. They don't have to be small, but they kind of like little pieces. They can make like a big statue, a big puzzle, or whatever, kind of. But that's not really the pieces of the meaning. Sorry for that, but yeah, pieces is more like just little things of something, and then you can make it together as one big thing. Okay. Next one. Let's see if there's next one. Okay. Well, that's the end, I see. And, okay. So, we already tackled the words, and we're done with today's lesson, basically, for Reading Explorer 1B. Okay, I will see you next time, and read, let's see, what is it? Okay, 2A. Okay, so I'll see you next time, and I will probably read Reading Explorer next time also. All right, bye!